What is going on, guys? Shadix here, and welcome back to another ShadixCraft podcast, where today we just are going to have chats. Last week, I believe we talked about Minecraft itself and where kind of my YouTube channel is going. This week, I kind of want to talk about other games, like other than Minecraft, that I might be playing or my scheduling, because as you might have realized, I did start playing League of Legends this week. Really good game, by the way, 10 out of 10. If you guys have never played it, it is worth a shot, I will tell you that. But yeah, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is other games. So currently I've been playing League, but I still also play a little bit of, the Call of Duty series. I guess I play Fortnite a little bit, not too much though, honestly, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. Fortnite, not my forte. Haha, see what I did there? What am I doing? But yeah, other games I plan on playing are going to be just kind of any game that interests me. I'm not going to play anything just because it's popular. I'm just going to play things I like to play because it's a heck of a lot less stressful. That's why I started playing Minecraft again, actually. Because I love this game. It's a game I can play every single day and not get bored of it. There's stuff that you can do every single day. The only reason I started playing League of Legends is actually because, well, I like it. I tried it once, but I told myself I wasn't going to continue playing it if I didn't like it. But I did end up liking it, so here we are playing it, you know, a little bit every day anyway. You don't always see it on the channel, but I do play it pretty much every day, and I am getting better, because as you might have noticed from the most recent video, I kind of, I suck. Not the too good. But yeah, so we are practicing that. Hopefully the videos on that will get better. As for other games, I'm not entirely sure what I might end up playing in the future. I do plan on finishing my Outlast series. I started that a pretty decent amount of time ago, and I do plan on finishing that. And I actually can't wait, because it's a really good game. It's a horror game, though, and I kind of have to play it at night, which is going to be easier to do during the summer, because I share a room with my brother. So, yeah, that should be, interesting. But yeah, I might actually play the first Outlast, too, as well. I don't have that on my channel yet, but the thing is I've played that one before. I've played the regular, or the second, I haven't played the second Outlast, but I have seen it played. It's just been so long that, well, you know, I don't really remember much of anything about it. Which I guess is okay. These things don't break, by the way. Well, that's unfortunate, and I don't think I can destroy it from here. Oh, wow, look at that, I can. Nice. But yeah, I plan on playing the Outlast series again. I plan on finishing it. Excited for that. What else do I plan on playing? Like, anything that I know just off the top of my head that I feel like I'm going to be playing. Pokemon. Might be doing some more Pokemon series in the future. Maybe the near future, I don't know. I might end up streaming some shiny hunting one day. You never know. Whether or not that's going to be on Twitch, I really don't know about that one. I don't really like to use Twitch. I prefer YouTube live streaming as opposed to Twitch. I just think it feels like a lot cleaner and crisper to use just in general. I guess I'm weird like that. A lot of people prefer streaming on Twitch, so I guess I'm like some of the few who prefer YouTube. I guess if you started on Twitch, then you probably prefer Twitch over YouTube. But for YouTubers themselves who decide they want to start streaming, yeah, it's definitely a better idea to stream on YouTube because it's more familiar of a platform than Twitch is. And honestly, I think it's a lot easier to use. Like, I tried streaming on Twitch once. Could not figure it out. Something was going on. Or not something was going on, but like, something was kind of messed up. And it was a little weird trying to get it all to work. So, that sucked. Because I really wanted to try streaming, like, different games on Twitch than what my YouTube channel was at the time, which I believe was just Call of Duty content. Because I planned on, I think I was going to do some Pokemon shiny hunting. I think I was going to start that, which I still want to start, but that's something I don't think I should be tossing up on my channel, because now I've got 2 other video games and a podcast I'm running. I feel like having a whole nother long series, like the Minecraft series and League of Legends series, and the podcast is going to turn out to be, I feel like it's just going to be way too cluttered. Especially if I start them all relatively close to each other, like the, well, yeah, just starting them relatively close to each other. That's something I didn't grab. I didn't grab a goodnight bed. And I didn't grab a compass, so that was stupid. You gotta go all the way back. But if you guys are wondering what I'm doing in the actual gameplay you're seeing, I'm just going to the ocean monument to get sea lanterns for... I think he just killed a bunny. I need to get sea lanterns for this build I'm working on. Because, you know, sea lanterns look amazing. And I believe one of my beds are still over here. Yeah, I don't like talking about what I'm doing in the gameplay too much, because that's not what a podcast is about. Podcast is more about sitting here and just talking about different things other than what you're doing, which is what I would, you know, normally do. But, you know, here we are, filming the podcast. I was going to have a guest on this week, but unfortunately it fell through, just because I had plans yesterday, and yeah, I ended up coming back super late and had a headache because I was helping someone move. So I really wasn't able to record an hour-long podcast last night, which sucks because I really wanted to. But I guess, you know, that's fine. So we're recording it on the same day it's going up, which is kind of rare. Which means I probably won't be rendering it in 60 FPS, because that's literally going to take like 4 hours to render. Okay, maybe not 4 hours, but like 2 hours, almost 3. Just because, you know, it's an hour-long podcast. But yeah, the guest I was going to have on this week was going to be my girlfriend. She wanted to come on the podcast. She's been in the comments section a couple times, wanting to know if she could be on. So I'm like, yeah, sure. The other person I normally do my podcast with has now got a different schedule, so won't be able to get on. So I'm sure I can make that work. But with scheduling conflicts, it's kind of got to be a little later in the evening. But yeah, last night I just couldn't do that, unfortunately. I was exhausted. It sucked. I had a horrible headache too, actually. I'm glad that's gone, but that's just because I was out in the sun exerting all that energy, and I guess I didn't drink enough water. I drank a ton of water too, so it's a little confusing, honestly. But, I mean, stuff happens. I do feel better now. That's pretty much all that matters, I guess. Oh, and one thing I don't think I've mentioned in my videos ever, so you guys are getting a little bit of an exclusive here on the podcast, is the skeleton horse that I have. I've been meaning to mention it forever now, but I got a skeleton horse, and legitly too. I'm not entirely sure how it came about, but I went into the Nether, and oh well, it's called Amber, by the way. I named her Amber because it's the closest name that I could think of that's close to ambush. Yeah, I went into the Nether and there was 5 skeletons on skeleton horses with enchanted armor and enchanted bows. And they killed me twice, actually. So yeah, that was unfortunate. So I made sure to be extra careful because I'm like, I'm getting me one of these horses. One of these horses is about to be mine. Let me just make sure I am going in the proper direction because I need to be going northeast for this. Let's see. That's west. South, east, north. Northeast, yeah. Okay, so the way of the village. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, I was gonna have my girlfriend on this week. Would have been fun. Hopefully we'll be able to manage it next week. Just because talking with someone is a lot funner, I guess. It makes the time go by a little more and is a lot less strenuous on the voice than just kind of talking to the camera. Or, I guess not camera, but talking to a screen for an hour, just because there's someone else actually inputting some conversation, so your voice isn't going on for an hour straight, I guess. You get kind of breaks. And it's easier to hold a conversation when there's more than one person. You guys have probably noticed that already. Talking for an hour straight just by yourself is not the easiest thing in the world. Like, you need a lot of liquid to put down your throat so you don't die, like this. Coffee, delicious. Actually, it's not a great cup of coffee, but oh well. It's kind of what we got. Unfortunately, I only drink about 1 cup of coffee a day now. I kind of wish it was a better cup, but it's not, which is a little sad. But oh well. But yeah, next week, hopefully, we'll be able to work out getting her on the podcast. I think it would be really fun. I've never recorded anything with her in the almost 2 years we've been together, which is surprising, but that's because I moved away, so she lives in a different state right now. Makes things a little harder, but with technology and voice chats and call and Discords, it is a ton easier to just, record with someone else no matter where they are, at least in the United States. I'm not entirely sure how easy it would be if someone didn't live in the United States, but I currently don't have that problem, so I'm sure some other people do, which is kind of unfortunate for Zed people. Or Zed people? Is it Zed or Set? Probably Zed, I don't know. I'm gonna say Bobby. It's Bobby people. Oh, there's turtles over here too. There's turtles on my island. Which, I mean, I guess I could get a turtle hat. I kind of want to make a project out of that and do that one day. Not that the turtle hat is too great now that, you can have as many enchantments on armor as you could possibly want. Not to mention I have enough diamonds to make enough diamond armor. And mending books to have mending on all of them as well. Which is why I really need to get this XP farm going. I've taken some prismarine blocks from this Elder Guardian place, the underwater temple, or ocean monument, there we go. I've taken out all the Elder Guardians. I'm about to take as many sea lanterns as I can. I mean, the whole building is going to be gone soon. So what I think I'm going to need to do is tear that down and make a Guardian XP farm, because yeah, I'm definitely using up a lot of my tools. But the problem is I'd have to come here so often that it's just going to end up sucking because I don't have Elytra. So that's going to be another thing I have to do, is go to the Ender Dragon, beat him, find an end city, do all that. The fun stuff, I guess you could call it. But yeah, so hopefully the podcast works out next week. I don't see why it wouldn't, but you never know. Scheduling conflicts and all that. I might have other guests on every now and then. Maybe my girlfriend will be a permanent guest and we'll just kind of run it together. I don't know. It depends on how she feels about it, how she actually enjoys doing it. Because, I mean, she's going to have to talk for an hour straight with me, so you never know. She just might not like it. Her voice might hurt. But, oh well. Not much we could do about that, and we won't be able to know what happens until the time comes. So I guess we're just going to have to wait another week. We don't necessarily have to do it on a weekend, which is good. We could probably pull one sometime during the day, during the week, but that's highly unlikely because my brother has school, and I share a room with him, so I can't record too late at night, and I need to basically be able to schedule out an entire hour, which isn't exactly easy when someone's going to bed at like 8 o'clock, roughly. Especially since it takes so long to make a video, and to render it, and upload it. Which is why I kind of want to get on a schedule where I'm recording a day in advance. Like, this podcast, I obviously couldn't do it this week, unfortunately, but Monday's video, I'm recording it after I edit and upload this podcast. And then I'm going to edit it. That way, all I have to do on Monday is click the upload button and then just wait for it to upload. I don't actually have to sit down and try to record as fast as possible and edit as fast as possible to get it up at a decent hour. So I think recording things a day in advance is going to be, hands down, the best way to do it. And honestly, it has been. I've done it a couple times. I did it this week with with Saturday's video, I believe. I recorded that. I did it with last week's podcast, I think. Yeah, I did it with last week's podcast, which was a really good idea, especially since when I rendered the podcast, I think it took 3.5 hours. Yeah, it was pretty awful. Look at me eating all that bread. Did you guys see that? That was weird. But yeah, so long story short, we will have guests on in the future, but this week we are by ourselves. Next week should be our girlfriend, and afterwards it might continue to be her. It's all gonna be up to her though. So whether or not we still might have other guests too, even if we run it together. We could like invite a third person on, like into a Discord chat. That wouldn't be too difficult to do, but again, it would still be up to her because I am fine with talking with my friends. Not sure how fine she is talking to her friends because just like me, she's a little shy. I mean, you probably can't tell all that much that I'm shy because I've been doing YouTube videos for over 3 years, so I'm a little bit better with like just carrying on a conversation by myself, which is just kind of, I don't know if that's a talent I should brag about. Although it's not even a talent, there are people who do it a little bit better than I do, which is, I guess, almost sad in a way. Which, oh. But yeah, she's a little on the shy side, so whether or not she wants other people on, it's going to be up to her, and I am going to allow her to make that decision for us if she's going to be a part of this permanently. And even if she's not a part of it permanently, I mean, she can still be a part of it almost every day. Or not almost every day, almost every week. But yeah, that's all going to be down to her. I'm fine with it, though. I really don't. I wouldn't mind having a partner on every week, especially one that I'm already so comfortable talking to on, you know, a daily basis anyway, because we talk every day. With Heller Boy, it was nice because we've been friends for years, but I think having a female might just kind of mix up the conversation ever so slightly, because, I mean, the way you talk to the opposite gender is completely different than the way you talk to like someone of the same gender, especially considering we're dating. There's so many different subjects that we could brush up on that, yeah, you probably wouldn't go into with your best friend because it might not be like super embarrassing, but it's just kind of something you would never really talk with them about. So yeah, that's what's gonna be in store for us next week, I'm thinking. Now I'm actually really excited. So now that that's in the air, now there's no chickening out. Not that I would chicken out. I actually really like having guests, and I don't like being alone on here. It's so dark, and I'm all alone, and I'm afraid of the dark. There's sheep. What happens when they eat me? I don't know. You can't get eaten by sheep. Never mind. Don't think about me. Okay. Other video games. Ooh, what way am I going? Hang on. E. I am heading west, south, north. I need to go this way. So yeah, other video games. Currently I'm playing League of Legends, and I did brush up on playing and finishing the Outlast series. Any other video games that you guys want me to play, I will play, but I will only play them once if I don't like that. If I don't like the game. I might just play other games on stream if I start streaming again. I'm not sure. I do like being able to record videos, so whether or not streaming is going to be a thing in the future, I don't know. It might be like every now and then, but I don't know if it's going to be a consistent thing as the other thing. But yeah, if you guys want me to play a specific game, I can do that. You just got to leave it in the comment section. But be warned that if I don't like the game, I won't play the game any more than just the once. Like GTA. I have a friend that likes me playing GTA. It's like, I know you like playing GTA together, but if the game is clearly frustrating me, right? Please do not push me to play the game more, because it's just gonna frustrate me. Encourage me to take a break and play something else. You know? That's what you gotta do. But, you know, it's just awful, because I hate saying that, because I know people like playing video games with me, or people like seeing a certain video game, but it's like, if I don't like it, you can't just push me to play more and just keep bugging me about it, because that's just only going to make things worse in the frustration department. And, and that's when, like, I take breaks from games, like, for a while. Like, I remember, I haven't even touched Fortnite in, like, a solid month. Which, now that I think about it, is a really, really long time to not play a game, especially when you bought something like the Battle Pass, even though Battle Passes are annoying anyway, so I guess that's an oh well type of factor. Alright, so we're finally here. That's good news. I'm going to go set up at my old base camp, I guess. And we're going to start tearing this up. But yeah, so I'm not going to be playing video games that I don't like to play. Honestly. There are video games that I could play that I might end up liking if I, you know, play with the right person. Playing with friends is one thing, but, like, playing with someone who really knows what they're doing, like, I guess let's bring Fortnite. Fortnite will be the best example for this, I think. If I play with someone who's not that great at the game, right? I hate this stupid boat glitch. And, you know, they're sitting there, like, talking and trying to get me to do stuff. the whole time, and I'm just like not enjoying it, but there's no way I'm going to be getting better playing with the person I'm playing with, then that's just not fun for anybody, really, is it? Or I could play with someone who's already pretty decent at the video game, but knows what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? This isn't good. Excuse me while I make mistakes. I forgot about that. Oof. But yeah, so that's basically it on the whole video game front. I don't want to delve too much into it because I did talk about it a little bit last week about what I was going to be playing, what I kind of wanted to play, what I kind of wanted to stay away from, and why I play Minecraft specifically. It's a very calming game, by the way, for those of you who kind of give crap on the whole Minecraft thing. Okay, whew. Already 20 minutes into this, and we've kind of like blown through a couple different subjects already, which is... Oh, pufferfish, sweet. Is there anything about Minecraft I should brush up on? Because this is kind of a Minecraft podcast, so maybe there's stuff I can brush up on that is kind of taking place in the game currently. Like a state the game is at. I'm trying to think, because there's probably something. Like, you know? I'm trying to think. I don't really think there is. Because the game hasn't seen any updates. There was the 1.14.2 update. And I think, anyway, that was the update that fixed the whole pillager system. Because I think I remember for a while it was broken. There was like an infinite raid loop glitch or something. Which sucks. That's an awful glitch to have in your game. Swim away. Oh, so this series. I actually got asked by one of my friends how long this series is going on for. I don't know the answer to that question. There's so much different things I could do. I could end off at episode 11. Not 11, 100. I could end off on an episode sooner than 11. But I don't know because I am not at that position yet where I know the answer to that. So, I mean, when I know, I can let you know, definitely. But right now, I'm just playing until I get bored with it, with this series, and then I might start a second one. But right now, I'm really enjoying the series, and I don't see why there's a reason for me to end the series anytime soon. There's so much different things that I can actually do with this series, especially with the big buildings I'm doing. You guys have seen how much I built, but there's still at least 2 more platforms that I need to build. Maybe 3 that I can name off the top of my head. One of them is a tree farm, one of them is a trading hall, and one of them is a platform to put an actual house on. Sorry, I gotta take a sip of coffee. Talking a lot here. But yeah, those are definitely some things I need to do, and those are all gonna take quite a long time. I mean, we're already on episode, I think, what is this, 22? Or no, well, this is episode 4 of the podcast. And then we're on episode 22 of the regular series, which is the one that'll be airing tomorrow, which is really good. That's a really good amount of episodes. Okay, there we go. We finally got this stupid thing set up. Jeez, only been trying to do that for a while. But yeah, so this series could end up going on for a really long time, and I really wouldn't mind that. I mean, I could probably take this series on for a year, or 100 episodes. 100 episodes isn't all that bad, honestly. 100 episodes is pretty dang good, especially for a series that I upload pretty much every other day, so 100 episodes is coming up on most of a year anyway. But after that, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I also have, I know there's gonna be other series that I'm gonna be doing, obviously. And one of those series are other games, like Outlast. I might, just randomly upload another Outlast episode out of nowhere. Although, if I'm going to upload an episode of something, I do want it to be a little more consistent. So, like, I will, like, if I start uploading the Outlast 2 game, right? I plan on finishing it. So, I will start it, and then finish it probably all within the same, couple weeks, so I won't, like, go a month in between videos again. I don't know why I stopped recording Outlast, honestly, because it's a really good game. I'm trying to think of what the reason was for stopping. I think it was because my laptop broke, so I couldn't record videos in general. Yeah, because I uploaded some last year, I believe. But, I mean, that doesn't really help you all that much in the grand scheme of things when you don't have a computer to record videos with anymore. So that's always a little on the unfortunate side, but, I mean, there's nothing you can really do about it other than get a new computer at some point and then just continue on where you left off, which is what I plan on doing. I don't even remember where we were at in the game, but I remember we were at a pretty decent spot, I think. We're at least over half of the way through the game, which is good. We need to be over half of the way through. And then Outlast 1. I know I've played Outlast 1 before. A couple times, probably. So, I don't... At some point in time, I do think I will upload it, but I also don't see the point of uploading Outlast 1 if I've already played it. I mean, what's the point of having a Let's Play on a series that I've already done? But I could also do a challenge video. Not sure how I'm going to do that, but there's a challenge where you beat the game in a certain amount of time. Right? That's actually a trophy. Which is fine, but what if people watch who've never actually seen the game before and want to see the whole game, and that means I shouldn't just rush through it? So it's very conflicting. I think I'm going to do the first one after I do the second one, and I'll probably just make it a regular Let's Play. Just so, you know, that's up on my channel for people who want to see the full game, who've never seen it before. You know what I mean? I think that's a pretty good way to do it. That way, whoever wants to see it can still see it. You know, they don't have to, like, see what's on my channel and then just kind of avoid the whole thing. Or go and do something else completely. It's so loud in here, oddly enough, in this ocean monument. I didn't realize how loud it would be. But yeah, that's basically where I'm going for videos for now. The new Call of Duty was just announced, the Modern Warfare. I don't even know if I want to buy it. I mean, I love Call of Duty, but they did so bad with their most recent game. I almost don't even trust playing it at this point. Black Ops 4 was so bad. I've never hated a Call of Duty so much before in my life. I liked Ghosts better than I liked this one, and Ghost is the worst game, the worst Call of Duty game there is to date. By fans, anyway, voted by fans. Pretty sure, anyway. Yeah, Ghost was, like, the worst. And you know what? I played Ghost, so I can sympathize with that. Because it really wasn't that great. The multiplayer was okay. Extinction was different. It wasn't bad. But, I mean, for someone who always played zombies, it was no zombies. And I think everyone who's ever played Call of Duty Zombies will tell you the exact same thing. Because it's really not. It's not a Call of Duty Zombies. It's not, I don't even know what else to compare it to, because there was Infinite Warfare stuff, wasn't there? There was something having to do with Infinite Warfare that was different. But I don't remember what it was. Something about Infinite Warfare. It was Infinite Warfare Zombies, I think is just what it was called. And it was also not great. It was Exo Zombies. That was it, because it was all with exosuits and stuff. Oh, it doesn't even sound good. Let's be honest. Exo Zombies? Zombies with exosuits, like Black Ops 3 multiplayer. I can't see that being any kind of a good thing at all. I know, because I've played a ton of Black Ops 3 to know that that kind of game is hard to kind of actually play. I mean, I still play Black Ops 3, and I'm almost done with it, actually. I had to take a break from that for a little bit recently, but I do plan on going back and finishing it. But currently, Black Ops 3 is way better than Black Ops 4, and people did not like Black Ops 3 because of the way the game had to be played with all the jumping around and boost jumping. I guess people don't think, hey, it's meant to take place in the future, so of course it's gonna have all this different stuff you've never seen before, you know? But I was always fine with it. It's not the easiest to play, especially if you don't have the best internet. But you could just play hardcore, like I play, and then you don't have to worry about being able to, your ping and being able to track the players as they fly through the skies. Yeah, in hardcore you'll need to worry about getting the first bullet in most times, and maybe a second bullet, but still that's really not bad considering, everything else in the game. Core is hard to play. Core is for people who have good internet, not even gonna lie. Because Core, you have to be able to track players as they fly through the air, and if you don't have as good of internet as they do, you won't hit them. I mean, you will a little bit, but you won't hit them enough to where they will actually die, which kind of sucks, honestly. Because you need to be able to hit them enough to where they're actually gonna die, and you can't. Which is why I end up playing hardcore a lot. I always end up rambling on about video games, don't I? But, I mean, I guess this is a gaming channel, so... Oh well. I'm not really big on, like, politics or anything, or other YouTubers. Like, I guess let's change up subjects. Change something to something about, like, other YouTubers. There's the whole fiasco with Tfue going on, trying to sue FaZe. Honestly, I guess he's running into a problem with his contract or whatever, and he wants out of it. Shit happens. I mean, I don't know what happened to want him to want out of it, but he wants out of it. So, obviously something's going on. And I guess what a lot of people are saying, and the problem with the internet is stories get warped out of proportion way, way too much. Like, if you look at this whole Tfue thing, is people will tell you, oh, they're taking 80% of his income. That's not entirely true. In the statement that Tfue said himself, he says 80% of ad revenue from sponsored videos, which is an entirely different thing. That's basically like anything he has sponsoring G Fuel or something. Let's say, yeah, G Fuel is a pretty good example for that. If he's sponsoring a video from G Fuel, his 80% of that would go to, the revenue people or whatever. Which, okay, 80% is a ton. But, on the other hand, did he read this? If that's what was on the contract, and he signed it, but he didn't read it, then why would I side with Tfue? That's just the stupidest thing ever. Why would you not read a contract that you're signing, That's a big problem a lot of people have nowadays, is they don't read anything. I mean, when was the last time you read a terms of service thing? I'm literally certain I've never read one ever. But that's probably because I was in computer school and I know what they all say, basically. Because I've actually had to read them. So it's a good thing that I've read them in the past, because... Ooh, I mean, it's kind of like, whatever it's called. There was an episode of South Park, right? Where they weren't reading what they were supposed to be reading. They weren't reading the contracts before they were signing, and they were getting in trouble for it. And some stuff was happening, and they would, it was like a human centipede experiment that was going on. And they were signing away their rights to life or whatever to Apple, because they weren't reading their contracts. I'm gonna die. Well. Okay, yeah. These things are, they're dangerous. But yeah, so they weren't reading their contracts, so they were signing their life away. Man, pro tip, if you're gonna sign something, don't put your name on anything that you haven't read. Especially contracts. Like, the terms of service thing, maybe read it once. Ever. Because I mean, you kind of want to know what's going on, just in case. I mean, you don't need to read the terms of service every single time, because they're pretty much the same exact thing no matter what terms of service or where you go. It's all the same. It's all the same stuff. But the problem is people don't read it ever. Yeah, that's not good. You can't do that. That'll get you in a lot of trouble if you happen to get into trouble and don't know what the heck you're doing. Or don't know what the heck is going on, you know? Okay. Honestly, are those extra lanterns worth it? Probably not. Because I can get a ton of lanterns from the other bit. When I start up an actual farm, getting a lantern will be easy. So I think I'm done here. But yeah, always read contracts, because I guess if they're actually taking more than what his contract says, then yeah, I think he's got a case. But the problem is he's saying stuff that you wouldn't normally have to say. Like, I believe he said something about them pressuring him to drink, and them pressuring him to move into the phase house. I don't quite understand how that would even work in the first place. How can you pressure someone into drinking? I mean, for one, he's like 20, right? So yeah, it's illegal in America, but most places 20 is pretty legal to be drinking. And especially because in a lot of places, 18 is the legal drinking age. In fact, most places on Earth, I believe, 18 is the legal drinking age, which I just find funny, because it just shows, like, Americans always complain about how, like, uh-oh. That's weird. But yeah, they always complain, like, oh, drinking is a huge problem. And, I mean, I'm American, so I can say this, and people might still get mad, but they're all like, drinking age and smoking age should all be raised up a little bit. That makes no sense. America is already kind of in the minority when it comes to the legal drinking and smoking age. And we're the worst ones when it comes to drinking and smoking too. Like, a lot of other places don't have the problems Americans have when it comes to the whole, you know, fiasco of drinking and smoking. Canadians don't have that problem, and the legal drinking age there is 18, I believe. British doesn't have that problem, I believe. Doesn't have as many problems, I should say, because they probably have that problem somewhere. But they don't have as many drinking problems as we do, like, especially when just listening to the news, you know? I haven't gotten any of these, things that I've destroyed. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so we have the drinking age at 21. And we are the ones having problems with it. But everywhere else is 18, and everything there is just going just fine. What does that say about the legal age being 18? Is that the legal age doesn't matter. It's the people. Like, people, in my opinion, it would be so much easier and so much better if, instead of just having a legal drinking age, because people who are 21 can have some really bad problems to where drinking is definitely something that you shouldn't be allowing them to do. You know? However, one thing about that is, like, if you want to, I think everyone should, like, take a test. Just take a test when you turn 21 to make sure you're fit, or when you turn 18 to make sure you are stable or fit enough to do these things that consider you to be an adult, like drinking or smoking or stuff like that. And then if you are, so be it. Then you are. You took the took the test or whatever. But or just change the legal drinking age to 18. People are a lot less inclined to do something that they shouldn't be doing if it's not gonna get them in trouble. You know? It's kind of like school, like high school or something, you know? Okay, I'm just gonna leave those there, because I don't have any food. I'm gonna go ahead and head back home. But yeah, people are a lot less inclined to do it, especially Okay, let's start out with young people. Let's talk about high school. A lot of people in high school will start smoking or drinking because it makes them look cool because it's illegal, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm such a bad boy. Oh, yeah, people are a lot less inclined to do it if it's not gonna make them look cool. If it's completely legal, then what the hell's the point? You know? Like, they won't actually have a point when it comes to drinking. Instead of that being looked at like, oh, look at me, I'm drinking, I'm so cool, because you aren't supposed to be doing it. It turns into, oh, look at me, I'm drinking, and people look at them like, okay, so what? You can do that. And then they're like, oh, well, now I'm not as cool. So it gives people less of a reason to actually start. And starting is where the problem is. Like, once you start, it's not exactly easy to stop, especially when it comes to things like smoking. A lot of people, I think it's easier to get addicted to smoking than it is to get addicted to something like drinking. Because, for one, I think drinking is a little bit more expensive, and you literally can't do too much all at once without really, really hurting yourself. And, I mean, I guess really, really hurting yourself is a way that some people learn. It's like, oh, you got hurt doing it. You see what happens? Now don't do it. And that's what happens with some people. Some people just don't get the whole concept of, I got hurt, so maybe I shouldn't do this. But that's mainly younger people, I would think. Because I can actually sympathize where they're coming from with that. Because I know a whole lot of people like that. And I've done some stupid things that, it's like, oh, well, why'd I do that? Shouldn't have done it. Did it anyway. That's pretty stupid, you know? But, oh well. You live and you learn. But some people just never learn. And then they continue doing it despite it being a terrible idea, and they know it's a terrible idea, and then they end up ruining their lives because of it. It's pretty awful, honestly, and it's sad to see because I've had friends and people very close to me, someone in particular. In fact, I'm actually going to tell you a story. So, I know someone who likes to do both, but I convinced them to not do it as often or without telling me first, because I don't like when people do that, and it's very bad for you, and it could end up actually ruining your life in the future if you end up getting too addicted to smoking and or drinking, or both in this case. And I let them know, like, hey, like, if you're gonna do it, at least message me, like talk to me about it first before you do it. And they ended up doing that, and now they're at a point where they do drink and they do smoke a heck of a lot less. In fact, at least I trust anyway. I trust them. I trust this person with my life, but they don't drink and they don't smoke. And if they do, they tell me, or they tell me they did, and then we'll talk through it. Or they'll ask, like, hey, can I, or would you be okay with it? Because if you're with someone who's just kind of, like helping you out with it, because you you don't want it to become a problem. It's so much easier to, what would be a good word for it? I'm trying to think, because there is a word for it, but I'm really blanking on it. But it's like keeping track of how much you're intaking or how much you're doing this. So like giving yourself a limit. When you ask somebody who's trying to help you and you kind of make an agreement like, okay, I'll let you help, but like don't be like trying to make me change entirely. Like just recently they asked if like them and their family, okay, well now you know it's a girl, her and her family were just having a couple drinks, or wanted to have a couple drinks, so she asked me for permission to have a cup of wine. I allowed that. I said, yeah, just go ahead, to be safe, And she did. She only had one, too. So when there's a limit and there's a limit, it's a lot easier because you're not just, you don't have this mentality like, oh, well, I can just drink however I want. You now have this mentality like, I'm going to drink one, and that's all I need. Because that's all I asked for, and that's all I was allotted to have. Because now that there's more than one person involved, it's down to, okay, if if I do this, it's now not just going to hurt me, it's going to hurt someone else, which is really good incentive for other people to kind of change their life around. And that's normally what the incentive to change is other people. Like, people who have kids will end up changing themselves to for the better of their kids, because it's going to hurt them. So, if you are, and someone else are close, help them out. Like, don't just try and be there and talk to them about it after they've already done it. Talk to them about it, about you kind of being the mediator and helping them to not do it in general. Trust me, it'll be a lot easier on both of you, because now you don't have to watch them kind of ruining something like their lives or something, or end up getting addicted. Like, I actually had a friend who we started smoking back in high school together. I smoked for like a week because I didn't actually enjoy it, but it made me look cool until I realized, well, this is stupid, so I'm going to stop doing it. And then they didn't stop, but I did. And now here I am. I'm perfectly healthy, don't have any problems, and they are not. They now cough a whole lot, their lungs are probably trashed by now. Life expectancy wise, they're probably at less than mine, which is unfortunate to think about, because it's like, okay, if this person had done what I did, or if I helped this person out like I would help someone in today's world, then maybe they'd be in a lot healthier of a position than they are now. And it sucks to see someone go down a road like that, to where, like, it used to be, oh, well, we don't have to smoke, but let's do it just because, why not? To, no, I've got to get one right now, or I'm going to start, like, getting fidgety and start having a little bit of a panic attack because I need it now. It's a horrible thing to actually sit there and witness, because, this is someone and it's someone who's been in your life a while, and now they're ruining it. I mean, that's one thing. Is I had a friend once, and we were just chilling. I think we went to a movie or something, and they had left the movie theater in the middle of the movie because they needed to go have a cigarette, and they missed a big part of the movie. I don't remember what movie we were watching, and it sucked because it's like, hey, you came here to hang out with me, and we're trying to see this movie together because we haven't seen each other in like a year, and you're gonna go out and ditch me to go have a cigarette? It's like, you can't even wait 2 hours? That's what an addiction is. It takes over you, and you need it over anything else, and it sucks to see, especially being on the opposite end of it. When someone has an addiction to where they aren't thinking about you anymore because all they can think about is getting the fix. That is a garbage feeling, because it makes you feel like you're not as important as that item. More coffee. Whew. But yeah, that's why I try and help people with that as much as I can anyway, when it comes to my friends around me, because I don't like seeing people go down that road. And it's the worst feeling, it really is, to have to see someone do that to themselves. Especially when you don't see them for a while, and then when you do see them, it's just too late now, and they just kind of ruined it for them. Wow, we went on a rant on that. Oh, man. But yeah, note to everyone who's a little younger and hasn't started yet, don't smoke and don't drink. It's not going to make you look cool, for one. For two, it's super expensive. Like, the amount of money, I know, if I take 5 people I know who smoke, right? And if I had the money right now that they've spent in their entire lives on any kind of alcohol or any kind of cigarettes, from all 5 of them through their entire lives right now, and none of them are like particularly old, I wouldn't have to work a day in my life ever anymore, because I would have enough money to live off of till I die. That's what an addiction is. You're spending a good chunk of what you could be using to actually have good experiences on something that's just going to shorten your life and likely make you miserable one way or another. that's not a good feeling. And it sucks because, yeah, I took a cruise last year. Best experience of my life so far. Other than, meeting my girlfriend. Yeah, I hope she hears that. Okay, good. Okay, pretty sure she heard. Well, she's not here, but I just gave her a minute to just kind of hear that, because she'll think it's sweet, maybe. Ah, this boat! Ah, okay. But yeah, I took a cruise last year, and you know what I wouldn't have been able to do if I, spent all my extra money on things like beer and cigarettes or something? I wouldn't have been able to do that. Let me tell you. And it's good I didn't do that, because the cruise itself was so much fun. It was a wonderful experience. If you guys actually ever have a chance to take one, I encourage you to take it. They're not actually all that expensive, but when you're spending a lot of your extra money on things that are only harming you, it does turn out to be a little expensive. Just because, well, you're using up all your stuff. Like, why would you do that? But yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to spend all your extra money and stuff on things like beer or cigarettes or anything that's just going to end up harming you in the end. You know? It's a horrible thing to have to see. I'm sure other people have noticed. If you are one of these people. If you are one of these people, don't deny help. If someone's offering to help you, trust me, that's a huge step for that person. So, and they're doing it for a reason. They're not just like, well, I'm just gonna help you because Game of Thrones ended and I don't have anything to watch, No one's thinking like that. And if they are, well, that's just about the worst way to think, I think. That's weird as heck. Why would someone think like that? I actually don't know. I don't know. That would be a weird way to think, wouldn't it? It's like, oh, well, I would help you, but, Game of Thrones. It's like, oh, I'm only helping you because my show is over. That's weird. If someone's going out of their way to help you to get you into a better situation than where you're at right now, at least let them try. Because they're doing it for a reason, and they're likely doing it because they love you and they don't want to lose you. It's like someone who is overweight, right? And they have someone helping them. Have someone who wants them to lose weight. They're not doing it because they're ashamed of you or because they're mad at you. They're doing it because they love you and they don't want to lose you earlier than they have to. And that's a big thing that some people just don't get, is that when you're trying to help someone out of a situation they're in that's bad and other people are seeing that it's bad, they automatically go to, you're just trying to shame the person for liking what they're liking. It's like, no, I'm just trying to help the person to, so they're in my life as long as I want them in my life. Because I want them in my life until I die. And I don't want to have to see them go any earlier than they have to because of, reasons that can be prevented. And you know what? To people who go out of their way to help out someone, despite the fact that they might also be in the minority. Like, other people might not think it's a good idea to help a person out because they're afraid of what other people will think for helping them out. I applaud them. Like, that takes guts to go and help someone despite other people not wanting to help them for the reason of they don't want to be viewed as a bad person. Like, if you're trying to help someone lose weight, it's like, if you're doing it despite the fact that some people, a lot of people won't see it as you're a horrible person because it's like, oh, well, you're calling them like fat. It's like, no, I'm not. Where on earth did you get that information? I never said that a day in my life, by the way. But yeah, help people out. That's all I ask. Just help people out. Be kind to one another. Like, people who don't smoke. It's like, would you ever smoke? Probably not. And there's probably a reason for that. So why don't you help other people to not smoke? Because if you have a reason, it's likely they could have one too. You just have to help them find that reason. And a lot of it is just show a little bit of love and compassion, And a lot of people will, show it back. But you have to show it first, because people who are having a problem, I've seen anyway, will a lot of times have problems showing it, and won't show you at all until you've shown them first, because it's a trust thing. And a lot of people who start to have a problem, it started with trust to begin with, but then the loss of trust. So that's, I guess I'll stop talking about that. Like that, I just went on like a 15-minute rant just about that. That's crazy. I gotta quit doing that. Not really. I don't gotta quit doing that. It is a good message, and people really need to be kinder to each other, because it's unfortunate to see people go down a bad path. It really is, and I hate seeing it. Absolutely hate it, but there's not really anything that you can do after it's all started. But that doesn't mean you can't try, and that doesn't mean it's always going to be bad. Like, it might be a struggle, but that's no reason to, stop trying. Like, if you love a person and you want them in your life, help them out. Jeez, like, don't not help them out. That's stupid. Well, that's only a little sad. I just realized something coming up on the end of this podcast. I didn't pick my conduit up. We don't have a conduit down there anymore. Wow. Well, that kind of sucks. But, oh well, we're at the end of the podcast anyway. We've actually been recording for just about an hour now, almost, which is pretty crazy. That didn't take long at all. Well, it took an hour, I guess, as a obvious way to put it. But it didn't seem like an hour, because when you just sit here and talk, and you talk, and you talk, and go through topic after topic, it doesn't take as long as you would think to just bust through an entire hour, which is crazy. But yeah, I'd like to thank all of you guys for watching, and remember what I said, like, show love to people. Help someone out who you think might need help. If someone isn't enjoying what they're doing, like if someone wants to quit smoking but can't, help them towards it, because doing it alone is not easy. It's actually almost impossible for someone who actually has a problem with it. So help them out, It might not work out in the end, but at least you tried, and you can say that, and, maybe you'll learn something you didn't about said person. So that's good. But I'd like to thank all you guys for watching, and I will see all of you guys in the next episode. Peace.